King, if a score is being kept, you're not building a kingdom. You're building a case. Welcome back to the Anatomy of a Cake. I'm your host, Raymond Charles. In today's episode, 50-50, when love becomes math. Because somewhere along the way, love stopped being spiritual. Love stopped being emotional. Love stopped being intentional. And it became mathematical. It became numbers, ledgers. It became transactions. It became scoreboards. And when love becomes math, it stops being love. Let's unpack that. The original 50-50 was not about splitting bills. It wasn't about you pay this, I pay that. It was not a calculator. It was covenant energy. It meant I bring my strengths, you bring your strengths. We merged them into one mission. It meant two people showing up with full effort, not half-hearted contributions. It meant shared responsibility, not divided obligation. It meant unity, not accounting. 50-50 originally meant two whole people building one whole life, not two half-committed people negotiating terms. And now, the modern version of 50-50 is just a scoreboard. Bills, rent, dates, chores, who paid last time, who paid this time, who did more, who did less. It becomes transactional instead of relational. And then let's not act like we don't see the imbalance. Women get to choose when they want to be modern, but men are expected to stay traditional. You must provide, protect, lead, initiate, plan, and perform, while they get to decide when they want to match that energy, if at all. And then that creates competition instead of cooperation, and resentment instead of respect, and scorekeeping instead of love. Modern society turned relationships into contracts, not connections. Let's get into the heart of this episode. Let's get into the reason why we're here. Why do we keep score? I thought about it. See, scorekeeping comes from a fear of being used, a fear of giving more than you receive, a fear of being taken for granted, a lack of trust. Don't forget social media's influence and trauma from past relationships. And then there's just good old ego, pride, and insecurities. Scorekeeping is a defense mechanism. It's a way of saying, I'll give, but only if you give first. But here's the truth. When you keep score, you're not loving, you're negotiating. You're not building, you're bargaining. You're not connecting, you're calculating. Scorekeeping is manipulation disguised as fairness, and it kills intimacy faster than anything else. Kings, maybe I got lucky. Maybe I was blessed. I'm not sure. But I work an event-based job. I get paid nicely for my regular hours. But I get paid real nice when we start creeping into those irregular hours. But on my regular check, I might not be able to do as much as we normally would do. But my wife she doesn't complain, and I don't expect her to leave or try to match energy, keep score, whatever they doing out there these days. She just looks and say, hey, my job is offering OT. I'm like, okay, cool. What, I'm supposed to stop her from getting her money? Is that supposed to make me feel less than a man? Because she doesn't make me feel less than a man. She doesn't do this to compete. She doesn't do it to flex. She don't do it to keep score. Matter of fact, she puts the money into savings accounts we both access, investments we both benefit from, entertainment we both enjoy, dates we both share, life we both build. When we have extra money after everything is paid, we slide it into different funds. We build with it. We grow with it. We move with purpose. She has her own accounts too, and I have mine. See, we don't keep score. We keep alignment. That's partnership. That's unity. That's love. And that's what kings need to see. Let's go a little deeper. Biblical love is not transactional. It's transformational. In the Bible, you can see that God left many things for us, but it also says the greatest of these is love. And contrary to popular belief, contrary to human belief, love is not earned. Love is not measured. Love is not tallied. Love is not split. Love is given. And here's the truth. Love is not from this world. So you cannot be of this world and truly receive it. So if your relationship is built on trades, deals, negotiations, scorekeeping, leisures, what have you done for me, ladies? You will never feel the fullness of what God intended. Transactional relationships produce numbness in kings. Spiritual relationships produce fruit. King, this week, I want you to do one thing. Stop keeping score. Stop counting favors. Stop tracking who paid what. Stop measuring love like money. Stop negotiating affection. Stop treating partnership like a business deal. Do one act of love with zero expectations. Not because you owe, not because they owe, but because you're a king. And kings lead with love, not ledgers. Fellas, remember, scorekeeping kills connection. Transaction kills emotion. And love, real love, comes from above, not from this world. Walk in love. Walk in purpose. Walk in leadership. Walk in alignment. And as always, stay grounded, stay focused, stay royal. And remember, what you don't change, you choose. And this change can't afford excuses. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.